This is a presentation for parents on how to report incidents related to culture and identity. My name is Lorna Gilmore, and I am an Equity and Family Partnership Specialist with the Issaquah School District. The objective of this presentation is to provide parents information on how to respond to incidents related to culture and identity. During the course of this presentation, we will discuss the following items: what ISD schools do to support students in elementary school, what can parents do to support their child, to whom and how to report incidents related to culture and identity, what does the follow-up from reporting incidents look like, provide definitions of terms such as racist remarks, harassment, bullying, and intimidation. The Issaquah School District believes that a safe civil environment is essential to high student and staff achievement, to the free exchange of ideas central to a quality education process, and to the development of youth as thoughtful participants in our democracy. Conversely, uncivil conduct, like other forms of disruptive behavior, interferes with the student's ability to learn and a school's ability to educate its students. The Issaquah School District strives to maintain a learning environment where all students, staff, and members of our community can be free from intimidation and harassment. One way we foster such an environment is by informing students and employees, as well as parents, of their personal rights. We explain proper behavior in schools and what kind of behavior are inappropriate. The district's regulation on harassment, sexual and otherwise, support a high expectations for proper behavior. Please take a moment to review the summary of Regulations 5205 and 5207, which protect students. Those regulations are on the district website, and there's a link to them at the end of this presentation. How do schools support students? The district and all the schools have an equitable conduct policy. It is available on the district website and is also linked in all the school handbooks, planner, and school websites. The equitable conduct expectations. The Issaquah School District values equity, diversity, and inclusion. The district is committed to building and sustaining a welcoming school community. Our district and community are made up of people of different backgrounds, needs, and perspectives. Our learning community includes people of varying races, ethnic backgrounds, abilities, disabilities, religions, ages, languages, socioeconomic status, immigration status, sexual orientation, gender expressions, or identities. Each student expectations include respect each other, even if that person's identity is different from your own. Seek to understand your impact on others while seeking to understand others' intent. Communicate respectfully with others in person, on social media, and in other forms. Use what you are learning to use good judgment, to make ethical and informed decisions. Take responsibility for your words and actions. We all have a responsibility to report behavior that interferes with having an equitable and inclusive learning environment that honors and respects people of all identities. If you become aware of any action that violates the expectations above, we encourage you to speak up through one or more of the following ways. Tell a teacher, staff member, or trusted adult immediately. If you are comfortable and safe doing so, speak up in the moment to encourage more equitable and inclusive talk or action and/or support those being hurt. This is on the school district website under Elementary School Parent Handbook under Elementary Education. School administration. School administrators, such as the principals, the assistant principals, and dean of students, review the school policy at the start of the year. Methods vary at each school. It may be through announcements, visits to classrooms, school assembly, videos, etc. The policies are reviewed at curriculum night with parents. Teachers review these procedures in elementary schools with students. Teachers often remind students about school rules and procedures throughout the year, especially at the beginning of the year, and usually after each break. Parents are also asked to read the school policies several times. One, during the enrollment verification process in August and at the start of the year. Each year, the child is in attendance. The, the policies are listed in the student handbook. Here's an example of the Grand Ridge Elementary School webpage. All elementary schools and all schools in the district, their web pages look very similar. You can look under all of the student handbooks under our school student handbook, and you will find the handbook with the policies and information. If students enroll later in the year, parents are encouraged to read the handbook and or meet with a liaison to help learn more about the general school policies and procedures. School counselors. The second step bullying prevention unit is taught in Issaquah School District elementary schools from kindergarten to 5th grade. Elementary school counselors, along with the PBSES coach, the positive behavior and social emotional coach, will do classroom lessons on bullying prevention as part of the social emotional learning in the ISD. Since many countries do not have a school counselor, or the role of the school counselor may depend on district or state, here is some information to help you better understand the role of school counselors in the elementary schools in the Issaquah School District. School counselors conduct school-wide trainings for staff, provide classroom lessons for students, and learning opportunities for parents. They identify students who need help. They provide individual and small group counseling. They help families support their student, work with teachers to support classroom resources, connect students and families to community resources such as food, scholarships, mental health resources. They meet and discuss academic options, including post-secondary options at the high school level. They are also the Section 504 coordinator at the school. If you're unaware what a Section 504 plan is, please contact your school counselor or family partnership liaison, or click on the link to learn more information from the district website. More about the role of school counselors. Social emotional support is a big part of the elementary school counselor's role. For families new to the United States school system, it is important to know that talking to a school counselor is not a stigma. Also, it is important to understand that all information shared with the school counselor is confidential unless there is a concern about self-harm. Counselors are also designated reporter if a child reports something and the child is in danger. Counselors provide support for students to overcome challenges and barriers to achievement in schools. They work with individuals and small groups of students in teaching social skills, such as making friends and resolving conflicts. They meet and work with students about managing feelings. They also meet and talk with parents along with the student about social emotional concerns. In partnership with PBSES coach, counselors teach the social and emotional learning curriculum, SEL curriculum. More information can be found about the SEL curriculum on the school district site. Look in the video description below for the link to the video Role of Counselors and Their Role in Bullying Prevention. More information regarding the Second Step Bullying Prevention Unit can be found on the school district website. Information for the kindergarten to 3rd grade unit, as well as information on the grades 4 and 5 unit, the concepts and the objectives taught to students. In the video description below, you will also find the home links. Home links are a valuable resource for families to provide parents with information and conversation starters along with tips on talking to children about unkind behaviors or potentially bullying concerns at schools. One of the biggest barriers to reporting incidents for parents and students is overcoming fear that they may be viewed as tattletales. How will their peers see them if they report or speak up? Students may be fearful of being tattletales when they experience or witness mean or bullying behavior. The SEL curriculum reviews the difference between tattling and reporting, as mentioned by Kylie. The curriculum defines passive bystander and supportive bystander. Students are first taught the importance of speaking out or acting out, and then encouraged to speak up or act in support of an individual being bullied or treated unfairly, age appropriate and situation appropriate. They are taught how to be supportive, how to be a supportive bystander, an upstander. Students are encouraged to report. They are taught that reporting to help someone for unkind, racist, or bullying actions is not being a tattletale. Racist behavior around culture and ethnicity. Racist behavior is behavior or language that makes a student feel unwelcome or marginalized due to race, heritage, culture, religion, or other identity factors. Examples include being teased or targeted, being made fun of for hair, skin color, name, accent, facial features. Students may be excluded from groups due to race, religion, or identity. They may be made fun of or picked on for their dress, such as a Sikh turban, hijab, or other clothing. Or they may be made fun of due to the food they eat at lunch or at snack time, such as rice, curry, tofu, noodles, or other dishes. They may face microaggressions. Microaggressions are comments or action that subtly and often unconsciously or unintentionally expresses a prejudiced attitude toward a member of a marginalized group. Here are some examples of racist incidents students may be experiencing. Anna, you cannot sit with us at this table. It is a white table and you're not white. Why does your hair look so messy and so kinky? Ew, your food smells bad. It's so gross. Slanty eyes, calling an Asian student coronavirus, China girl, a Wuhan girl, telling a brown or a black child that their skin is dirty, pulling the turban of a Sikh boy or the hair of a black girl. So who is doing these kinds of behaviors? Any student may be the alleged aggressor. There's a misconception that only white students do it to other students of color. In addition, racist incidents, bullying, and unkindness is not always one race toward another race. It may be an incident of Asians being unkind or picking on new Asian immigrants, or incidents of full-blooded Indian, Chinese, or African American students picking on students that are biracial or multiracial. Or it just might be incidents from Asian students or European students towards African American, or Hispanic students. Class, socioeconomic level, religion, privilege, and power all play roles in such incidents. Sometimes it is unintentional, uneducated, and uninformed behavior. Intention and impact is discussed with students when incidents happen at school. At the Issaquah School District, schools will work with students to correct such behavior and teach about civility and kindness. To whom to report such incidents? Students can report to any trusted adult member at school, as mentioned by Kylie. They can report to a principal, an assistant principal, a dean of students, school counselor, the classroom teacher, classroom specialist, a specialist teacher, the paraprofessional, which is a recess or lunch teachers, as kids call them, the school nurse, a custodian, a bus driver, or again, any trusted staff member. They can all support your child with such incidents at school. Parents can also report to all of these individuals. Sometimes a parent will report something after it has happened to their child multiple times, and by then they may be very upset and frustrated. We encourage students and families to report unkind or mean behavior, especially as it impacts the social and emotional development of the child, as soon as possible. It is unacceptable and needs to be addressed and corrected as soon as possible. Reporting the behavior allows the staff and the school to take action to correct the behavior by education or other strategies. Helping staff be aware of the incident or incidents is a step toward getting it resolved. If you feel that the incident is not being resolved, especially if you or your child is reported to staff, please contact the building administrator, the principal or the assistant principal. Washington State and the Issaquah School District have clear definitions of the harassment, intimidation, and bullying terms. Many behaviors that do not rise to the level of harassment, intimidation, or bullying may still be prohibited by other district policies or building, classroom, or program rules. Report the incident so that the school is aware of the concern and can address it. Links to the bullying resources and the Issaquah School District HIB policy can be found below, along with links to the Issaquah School District form to report incidents of bullying, Form 3207F. A link to the video by Stacy Zachow, the Issaquah School District HIB Compliance Officer, is also available in the link below. It provides more information on the district's HIB policies and procedures. As Stacy said, it can be very hard to distinguish if an incident is a one-off example of mean, unkind behavior or a pattern, that is, bullying behavior, without details and background information. Harassment, intimidation, and bullying are separate but related behaviors. Each must be addressed appropriately. Although this procedure differentiates the three behaviors, this differentiation should not be considered part of the legal definition of these behaviors. Harassment refers to any malicious act which causes harm to any person's physical well-being. It can be discriminatory harassment or malicious harassment or sexual harassment. Intimidation refers to implied or overt threats of physical violence. And bullying refers to unwanted aggressive behavior or behaviors by another student or group of students that involves an observed or perceived power imbalance and is repeated multiple times or is highly likely to be repeated. Bullying may inflict harm on the targeted youth, including physical, or creates an intimidating, threatening, or educational environment. Bullying can also occur through technology and is called electronic bullying or cyberbullying. Every situation may be unique and is treated as such by the school administration, including the consequences of the report. So what can parents do to help their child? Here are some suggestions for parents to be proactive before incidents can happen or even after an incident has happened. Ask your child about their day. What good things happened at school? What was something not positive or good that may have happened? Ask them what was recess, lunch, the bus ride, or class like that day. Ask your child, what would they do if someone was being mean to them or bullying them at school? Encourage your child to be an upstander and teach them or talk to them about the difference between tattling and reporting. Model empathetic behavior. Be aware of your own words you use to talk about other people from other races. Be aware of your own prejudice and your own bias. Use and review the home link provided by the district for strategies and conversation stems. Talk to your child about race. The district has some resources on the ISD Equity website, along with many books and media resources to have conversations with your child regarding race. Talk to your child about kindness and embracing differences, not to be colorblind, but to recognize and to see color on being and how to be an anti-racist individual. Show curiosity. Learn about other cultures yourselves. Ideas to do that would be to read and watch TV or movies about other cultures. Discuss unkind and bullying behaviors when reading books or watching TV shows. Some good books that would be good conversation starters, including the book Always Anjali, My Food, Your Food, Our Food, or the book The Proudest Bloom. While reading, ask questions such as, what would you do? Do you know someone who has experienced this? Who would you talk to if this happened to you? If you saw this happen to someone, how would you help them? Sometimes children don't report. So monitor your child's behavior. Know the warning signs that something may be wrong at school. Check with your child's teacher if you have concerns. If your child is experiencing unkind behavior or potentially being bullied, he or she might remain quiet out of fear, shame, or embarrassment. Warning signs may be vague and some may mimic mental health issues. Be on the lookout for lost or destroyed clothing, electronic or other personal belongings, abrupt loss of friends or avoidance of social situations, poor school performance or reluctance to go to school, headaches, stomach aches, or other physical complaints, trouble sleeping or frequent nightmares, change in eating habits, distress after spending time online or on the phone, abrupt avoidance of electronic devices, feeling of helplessness or low self-esteem, self-destructive behavior such as running away from home. So what can parents do to help their child when an incident occurs? Start with listening to your child. Validate his or her concerns and feelings. Use the home links for tips to have the conversations. Get details. Ask questions so you can get the context of the incident or the incidents, the names of the students or adults involved, where and when it happened. You will need all this information, especially if you're completing out the form or to provide to the principal on an email so that the administrator can investigate. Consider if it's a problem the school needs to address. How can the classroom teacher, the school or counselor address the behavior? Does the behavior need to be monitored? Is it a big problem or a minor problem? Ask your child to help you determine how to help them. Can he or she address it on their own? Be a coach and mentor. Has it been going on for a while? Monitor. Monitor after. Is it impacting student behavior academic? Or is it impacting the student behavior or the academics? How? Depending on the age and incident, either have the student report or you may report the incident to the school administrator via an email or a telephone call. Parents can also fill out an incident report. Don't expect the child to solve the problem on their own in elementary school especially. Intervene and monitor. Some cultural components on how to help your child. Very often, we hear that parents may want to avoid the problem at school. They may not want to make a big deal out of this. Some cultures and parents are fearful of reporting retaliation or how they will be perceived by the teacher or the school. If you're not sure, since you're new to the US school system, ask for help from the school counselor or a family partnership liaison or other trusted staff. When parents report an incident, for major incidents, parents should contact the school administrator by calling them, emailing them, or filing an incident report. The link to the form is listed at the bottom of the slide and will be on the resource page also. Call or email the school principal, assistant principal, or dean of students. Include the teacher if the incident is happening in the classroom so that the teacher is aware of your concern. Parents can encourage students to report to a trusted adult and teach them how to do it, but they're always welcome to follow up with a call, email, or report to the school. When parents report an incident, here are some things to know about the response by the school. The school administrator will interview the students involved, including witnesses to the incident. It is important to give details of when, who, and where if possible. They will review previous incidents by alleged aggressor or the person who engaged in the bullying or incident. The school will implement corrective measures after investigation. The response will depend on the unique situation, including if the claim was false. Depending on the severity of the incident, corrective measures may include counseling, education, discipline, or even a referral to law enforcement as appropriate. The response will depend on several factors, including incident, age of student, history of behaviors. All responses of incidents are kept confidential. Even from parents reporting, the teachers and other ISD staff, unless they need to be involved in the corrective measures. Information is shared on a need-to-know basis and again kept confidential. Parents are not connected with other parents, and there's no public apologies required by the school. The consequence of the incidents are again kept private and confidential. If your child was a complainant, reporting student, supports are available for them via a counselor check-in or teacher check-in, or maybe a check-in with an administrator. Retaliation is prohibited. The alleged aggressor is not allowed to retaliate. If that happens, it is important that the parent or the student report the incident to the administrator. Students and parents are informed about retaliation in the handbook, and often is a discussion of retaliation and is part of the consequence. There are consequences for the behavior. What is the parent role after reporting an incident? The role for the parent is to check in with your child to see if the situation has improved or been resolved. They need to continue to monitor and check in with the student, the school administrator, the teacher, and the counselor. Here are some resources mentioned during the course of this presentation, with all the links, including the information for the incident reporting form and the district website. Also, we have the definitions and information about reporting. School staff is here to help you. If you have any questions, please reach out to the ISD staff, such as your child's classroom teacher, a school counselor, a building principal, assistant principal, or dean of students. You can also contact the district family partnership liaisons for help navigating the situation. The information is listed in the district website under Family Resources, Cultural and Family Partnership. There are also bullying resources, and a lot of the resources mentioned during this presentation, including the name of Stacy Zaka and the district student intervention compliance officer, contact number and email, and all the links on the website. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please be sure to contact a school staff or family partnership liaison or the school administrator. Thank you very much. Bye.